In today's video, dealing with negativity.
By myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ramello from ProPhysique.com, and a special guest is in town, Katie Ann Rutherford, Katie Ann 100.
Yes,
And,
PowerFit Performance.
Yeah, we've had a couple fun days together, lifted some weights,
Yeah.
and hung out with some people and talked about a lot of things. And
Yeah.
so I thought it'd be an interesting topic because something Katie definitely deals with more than myself, but I also get my share of negativity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and something that, you know, as we've been doing posts together over the last couple of days and
Yeah.
videos on our YouTube channels,
Right.
Go subscribe to her channel. You know, there's comments in the comment section and comments in the Instagram, you know, and I thought it would be cool because I think we kind of share a philosophy
Yeah.
on how we approach negativity.
Yeah, we do.
So why don't you tell me kind of, you know, when the first time you started noticing some negativity and like how it impacted you and what you kind of did about it?
Yeah. Actually, so it's interesting because I think the first time I really dealt with negativity in an athletic endeavor was actually all the way back in high school.
Oh, wow.
Because I was an athlete growing up, and I remember just being how I approach bodybuilding now. Actually, I approached my athletic endeavors back then in a similar way, just to a lesser extent, I guess you could say. So I was always very dedicated, and I just remember getting some negativity from other girls on my track teams, my cross country teams, just,
Yeah.
why are you,
Social hate almost.
yeah, I was like, why are you trying to like be better than us, or that sort of thing. And so I think from kind of a younger age, every single person deals with negativity, but it really, it was hard for a while because it feels like a rejection at first.
Well, and in high school, that's less anonymous.
Yeah.
That's actually like your peers.
Right, right.
That can really set some people back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think you have to evaluate it from the perspective of whenever you get negativity from someone else who they're going out of their way to say something mean to you, to make a comment that is just degrading or attacking your character. It really stems from insecurity in themselves. So that's how I look at it now. But so to answer your question, when the first time I dealt with negativity was all the way back then. But in terms of like social media and the anonymous, that sort of thing, it was.
I think that ramps it up a bit because there's no repercussions for most people.
Right.
They put out a comment on there because it, like you said, it probably stems from the same place.
Yeah.
It makes them question things and insecurity.
Yeah.
And then they take the effort to type a comment about they don't like the way you look, you weigh too little, you weigh too much, you do this, you do that, and so. But there's not as much repercussions because they don't have to face the person they're talking to.
They can just be anonymous. You don't know. It could be. So I just remember someone said this to me one time. It was like, this literally could be someone that you know that's making a fake profile who just wants to try to like bring you down.
Yeah.
There is evil in the world, and there's people who literally they make it their mission just to bring others down in order to elevate themselves. And since we don't operate that way at all, it's hard for us to understand. So for me, I've just had to recognize like any sort of negativity, negative comment, they're just looking for you to engage in that too. So if I see a negative, like real negative comment, like we were looking at YouTube comments and there was one and I was just like, wow, they actually went out of their way to make that comment. I was like, well, I'm just going to block them and delete it.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach some of those just nasty comments.
Well, something that you and I have talked about over the course of this weekend is how you come from a really strong background. You know, family is very strong. You know, your father, your brothers, your mom, your uncle, all very important in your life.
Yeah.
And so I think from an early age, you probably were able to get some confidence from that. So if someone was to say something negative to you, you know, you had your family's support. You knew like that they loved you and that they felt that you were amazing, right?
Right.
And so I had the same thing. I don't know what it was, but you know, I got picked on for being too skinny and all these things growing up. But I always just had this air about me, thinking like, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really care what you think.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
Whereas like some people that I'm friends with, that they got the same treatment, it has harbored them and they still hold on to it 30 years later.
Right.
It's something that drives them,
Right.
motivates them on a daily basis.
Right.
And so that's kind of where I put my philosophy on negative comments or negative people, or even just people in my life. I just don't deal with it.
Yeah.
I like what Mark Bell says. He says you're either in or you're in the way.
Yeah.
And they kind of look at it that way. So for that reason, like, I don't do YouTube for subscribers, for
Right.
followers. I do YouTube for myself and for my clients,
Yeah.
and to put out information for those that are interested in my journey.
Exactly.
So I've actually set up a system on my YouTube comments where you can't make negative comments. Not negative, but there's a list of like a couple thousand words that if you put it, it just blocks the
Yeah.
comment.
I have
if,
that too.
And if you get one through, delete, block,
Yeah.
get out of my life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even deal with it. I don't even respond to it, because
Right.
that's your energy
Exactly.
that you're putting out.
And you have to be careful. You have to be careful what you're giving your energy to, because the more
Yeah.
you engage with these people too, the more you harbor this like angst and resentment, and you're like, why are they making this comment? But you have to realize too, like, you're not living for the approval of others. So why are you trying to live for the approval of some random person? You have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
It could be someone, it could be anyone. You have no clue. So like, why are you living for their approval? Or are you actually like trying to put out helpful content for other people, or like make a difference in the fitness industry, or make an impact, or sharing your story? So like, what you have to figure out kind of what is your mission, and what do you really care about? Do you care about anonymous comments on the internet, or do you care about just putting out content that you feel is helpful to others, or just being true to yourself?
Yeah, I think one of the things I always try to remember when someone makes a negative comment is that says more about that person than it does about you.
So much more.
It just really says something about someone that's going to take time out of their day. Because there's been times where I've looked at a post, or I've looked at something and I thought, well, I really would like to make a comment about that. And I thought, why? What benefit is it going to do for me and for them? And so I just don't think they have that filter, and it gives them a sense of joy to think that for a moment in time that they were able to like impact your life. And so I just don't even, and to be fair, early on, the negative comments are the ones you focus on. The first couple times someone said something negative to me, on the interwebs or wherever it was, it probably removed the 1,000 good things that I had heard.
Yeah.
Right. So
They stick in our mind.
yeah, and I would examine that. I would be like, why did this one thing bother me so much when I've done all these other good things?
Exactly.
So now I just don't even deal with it. You just don't exist to me. You cease to be a person. And I choose to spend time with those that are positive and do good things, and just keep moving forward. Like, those type of people aren't doing anything with their lives.
No.
I've also
I actually feel bad for them.
I've also heard it said this way many times. Nobody that's above you is negative down to you.
Yes.
You're always
Yeah.
negative to people above you. So I always look at it that way too. Like,
Yeah.
that's true. Like, it's not like The Rock is out there being negative to everybody, like.
Your man crush.
What? Who told you?
I think it's pretty obvious, so yeah.
Yeah.
Number one.
Besides.
Number one in your life.
So, I don't even address negativity. Like, doing this video is even weird for me, because I don't even address that it exists sometimes.
right.
But seeing you deal with it was impressive
Yeah.
this week.
Well, thank you.
And so I just figured,
Well,
because
there was a time when I did address it. Like, there were times when I would answer more comments, or like be like, I remember one time I even made a video like, am I natural? And I'm like, why did I even like address that negative? Like, I just look back and I'm like, that was really silly to even like address that negativity, because there was like this really nasty video made about me one time, and so it just like made me just hurt. But then you too have to recognize, like, now my perspective, I just feel actually really bad for those people who are taking their time to make nasty comments or say nasty things about anyone. And I'm like, why would you even waste your energy doing that? It's actually like they're broken inside, and they're projecting that out.
they're focusing less on themselves and less on the things going on in their life. It's
people are addicted to negativity.
if you're building yourself up by knocking other people down, you're just a failure at life. If you're going to build yourself up, build yourself up. Don't knock other people down to make yourself look better. That's the way I look at it.
What does that bring in the end?
Nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Like, at the end of your life, are you going to be happy that you made some nasty video?
No, I just hope that it's just a phase. I think of it that way. Like, a lot of people are probably going through phases in their life, and I'm not gonna say I've never been negative about anything in my life. It's
Right,
just, you know,
right.
I'm so old now and mature, but no, it's definitely like, you know, a coming of age thing. Like you just start to realize, like I look at certain people that I admire in life, my parents, you know, people in the fitness industry that I think do things the right way, and none of them address negativity. They
right.
just do their thing,
Yeah.
and if you're in, you're in, and
Right.
if you're not, then kick
Right.
rocks.
Right.
So I think it's great that you do the same thing. So that's going to be it for me today. That's going to be it for me and Katie today. We're going to shoot a video now for her channel
Yes.
on the topic of kind of binge eating, right? The cycle.
Just disordered eating and
Yeah.
binge eating and the cycle and
So
what.
go check that video out when you get done here. I'll try to link it below, and I'll talk to you guys on Monday.